Yeah. Okay. The Leinster Football Championship started over the weekend. Tullamore won 7, Summerhill won 9. Now, there was certainly very regrettable scenes after the game. Barry Tiernan, he was pushed to the ground and escorted off the pitch, of course. And of course, like no doubt, you would condemn in the strongest terms the pushing of referees and so on and so forth. But, and you've been looking into this morning as well, there are circumstances around it that make it difficult to talk too deeply about this because there's issues going on in the background and we kind of have to remain a little bit vague on it at the moment because of personal information.
Yeah, there's definitely some mitigating circumstances in the background, but that doesn't mean that you wouldn't totally condemn what happened. Now, just to set the scene, the last 4 to 5 minutes of that game were as mad kind of scene as I've ever seen. So Summerhill are judged to have touched the ball on the ground just outside the 6-yard box, which is a technical foul. It's not like me dragging you down foul. It's a technical foul. So if that was inside the 6-yard box, that's a penalty. But because it was outside the 6-yard box, that's a free in. So it's given as a free in. And some of the Tullamore lads are remonstrating and saying, no, it should be a penalty or whatever. The referee, Barry Tiernan, goes in, talks to the umpire. All of a sudden, it's gone from a free in on the right-hand side to a penalty. And Paul McConway, who I know fairly well, playing full back, real good ball player. He's the ball in his hands. He's going up to take the penalty. And Barry Dardis hits him a shoulder, knocks him to the ground. Barry Dardis is given a yellow card. There's about 90 seconds going on here. If that hadn't happened, I don't think the linesman would have put his hand up and said, listen, Barry, we need to talk about this decision that you've made here. If McConway had just been let go through and take the penalty, I think he would have taken the penalty, potentially scored in the game and be over. Linesman raises the attention of Barry Tiernan. All of a sudden, it's no longer a penalty and it's a free in the middle of the goals somehow. I'm not sure how it went from the side of the D or the edge of the D to the middle of the goals. Tullamore are going mad. They need a goal to win the game, go through to the Leinster quarter final. John Furlong takes the shot. It's saved simply enough. There's about 12 lads on the line, I'd say. And about 30 seconds later, the final whistle blows and all hell breaks loose. A load of Tullamore lads around the referee. Doesn't look like anything is going to happen or anything like that, but they're all there in his face. And I know Paul McConway well, and he's as quiet a fella as you would ever meet. And the fact that he had lost the rag it would definitely tell you how bad it was. But then, somebody comes in tracksuit and a hoodie, pushes the referee from behind, even though there's stewards around him and that person is taken off the pitch or whatever. Really, really ugly kind of scenes. I'd imagine there's a fairly hefty ban going, because yes, it's a push on a referee. Depending on what the referee's report is or whether the guards have been involved, this could be deemed an assault. So you don't know what's going to happen over the next while. It says there's a bit more going on in the background than just simply a spectator coming in from the sideline and attacking a referee, and we'll have to see how that kind of plays out. But we talk about streaming services and how great it is to see the games. The fact that it was on Clubber as well made sure that everybody was able to see what was going. Everybody was able to see the face of the perpetrator as well. So yeah, you're definitely going to be hearing a lot about this over the next couple of days.
Yeah, and it's just because there's more information than kind of currently meets the eye. It's very, very difficult one for us to comment on. So when we say there's sort of circumstances going on, it's not that we're trying to make an excuse for it. It's one of those ones where we have to walk on eggshells around. We can't really say much more, can we?
No. And it still, as I said, it doesn't get away from the fact that that sort of behaviour is just totally unacceptable on a GA field. And yeah, it's just there's been a lot more of that type of thing in recent years, and it is worrying. I'm sure it'll be dealt with appropriately, but there are kind of circumstances around it that are kind of difficult to go into at the minute, just with regards to privacy and things like that or whatever. But I'm sure it will all come out in the wash in due course.